Hand over the child, now. My blood froze as masked men stormed into the ICU, guns pointed at me and the medical staff. My newborn son squirmed in my arms, his tiny face scrunched up against my chest. I clutched him tighter, my body curling protectively around his fragile form. I said, hand him over. One of the men stepped forward, his voice muffled behind a black balaclava. Please, I begged, tears streaming down my face. He's just a baby. The sharp sting of a slap cut my words short. My head snapped sideways, vision blurring as rough hands tore my son from my grasp. I lunged forward desperately, my hospital gown tangling around my legs. No, please, give him back to me. The nurses cowered against the wall. Where was security? Where was Callus? My husband should have been here hours ago when my water broke, but the CEO of Lumicore was unavailable. Now, after hours of labor, after finally holding my beautiful boy in my arms, these monsters had appeared from nowhere. What happened next will haunt me until my dying breath. One of the men laid my son on the bed and grabbed a pillow. My scream tore through the room as he pressed it over my baby's face. My baby's tiny limbs flailed against the white cotton, his movements growing weaker until they stopped. No! God, no! I thrashed against the hands holding me back, my throat raw from screaming. The men laughed. They actually laughed, as my world collapsed around me. Someone stepped toward me, the butt of a gun raised. Pain exploded across my temple as he slammed it against my head. I didn't lose consciousness, though I wished I had. Instead, I lay still, eyes closed, as tears leaked from my eyes. Suddenly, a phone chimed. A video call. Greetings, boss. I've done as you ordered. That voice, that familiar, impossible voice. Callus? The man moved the phone, presumably showing the horrific scene. Excellent work. My husband's cool, controlled tone sliced through me like a blade. And Donna? She's unconscious. Perfect. Callus sounded pleased about the murder of his own child. Now all I have to do is gaslight her enough and she'll never be able to live without me. My heart shattered into a million pieces. The betrayal felt so overwhelming that I could barely process it. The father of my child and my husband of 5 years had ordered his own son's murder. Then another voice came through the phone. It was feminine, but very familiar. What are you doing, darling? I instantly realized the voice. It was Hannah Jacobs, his secretary. Why is she calling my husband darling? Just tying up loose ends, honey. Callus's voice softened in a way I'd rarely heard. I've kept my promise. I told you that our son will be the only heir to Lumicore. I've killed that wretched bitch's child. For you. Our son? They had a child together? The room spun around me as I fought to remain still and to keep my breathing shallow with my eyes closed. 5 years of marriage, and my husband was not only cheating, but had started another family with his secretary.